Righto, guys. I want to run through Bitcoin, start of the week, Tuesday. I want to run through what we're seeing, daily time frames, trades we got into, and just where we can see Bitcoin going. And we might run into a couple of other tokens as well. But as you can see here, Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we have this wedge, descending wedge that I've drawn up, and it's in the Discord. What we're predicting a breakout of this wedge to then come back down into this capitulation phase. So what I can see is a potential fake out, retail traders running long out of here, move into our point of interest, fill our imbalance, and then come down into this capitulation phase. So we could still see sort of a 10% move in Bitcoin before we do get this bottom. All this will do is this will generate more hype in the media, more of the moon boys to start buying before sweeping them out once again. So it's critical to watch this from a daily perspective and just see where we're going in the higher time frames. As you can see, we had this imbalance which got pretty much filled to the T. Following our retail trend line, we have this imbalance here. I'm looking to come up and fill that. Little manipulation, and bang, we come back down. So that's what we're looking for. We'll come back down to our 12.5K support. But that's what we're looking for in regards to the daily time frames. I do have these point of interest marked up where we do have these big inefficiencies in the market as well, the imbalances. So that's just signs that the market will recover, and the market does need to come and fill these imbalances, and will come up and push into these points of interest. While we're going through that, I'll just jump on BTC. These gaps here in the same, we're on the daily time frame here. This is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange gap. So basically when the market opens and they have breaks in the market, it creates these gaps, and history always shows that these gaps need to be filled to rebalance the market. As you can see, this is sort of the 10th of June, had to skip through to the 13th of June. This one here was the 6th of May, skip through to the 9th of May. If you look back on the charts, all these gaps get filled. So you get the gap comes back down, fills it. Gap here comes and fills it. We did have this lower one down here, which the market has come and filled. This is also our 2017 high that we're on at the moment. So it's a very strong support. If we do break through this support, it's not looking good. We will see Bitcoin down at the 12 and a halves potentially. Jumping back onto Bitcoin now, let's lower our time frame so we've got an understanding of what we're looking at. We are in this sort of this consolidation. It is hard to tell whether we're going up or down at the moment, but we do know we have this imbalance and we have this point of interest up here, and we can potentially have a manipulation of the trend line here that will get bullish traders in. So let's jump down onto the 4 hour, clear out this. I'll leave this daily in for a second. Let's even jump lower. Let's jump into the 30-minute. See where we got into this market. Clear that daily out. So this is what we were looking for in the market. Let's clear these off. Higher time frames. So similar situation. We have a bias to fill the higher time frame imbalance and the POI up here. We do have that bias, but we still do have to follow the sort of the lower time frame market structure. We are in this large consolidation range. Sort of, we've got the range high and the range lows up here. So we're going to look for trade opportunities inside this range, using our smart money concepts, our imbalance, our liquidity, and our points of interest, our whale blocks. So as we can see, we did have a trade here on Bitcoin where we were coming down. I did throw this in the Discord, actually. I'll bring the Discord charts up. Bitcoin and ETH, 30 minutes. So we did have this trade here. We came up, we created this bearish wedge, And what I wanted to see was a break to the upside, clear out some of the liquidity. It would put breakout traders into long positions, come down, sweep all that liquidity into the point of interest down below here, fill the last of our imbalance here before moving up into one of our higher time frame points of interest. So we followed that through, and we pretty much had that exact thing. We had the manipulation of that little wedge, came back down. We found we mitigated our point of interest, and now we're moving up. Current market, we're actually sitting in this point of interest here, so we are going to look for sells, but we do need to understand that we do have the imbalance up here and another point of interest higher that we do have to monitor just in case we do push straight through this. And that's the beauty of looking at our lower time frames, our lower time frame entries. So let's jump back on the actual charts now, live charts, where we're at. So in regards to Bitcoin, we mitigated the order block up here, came through. We had this one here, this whale block here, this point of interest. We have the imbalance that needs to be filled, but we are currently in our point of interest here, so we will be looking for lower time frame entries. And what I will do quickly is just run you through a little example of entering in on the lower time frames, because it is, I mean, everyone can do the higher time frame analysis, but if you can't enter in on your lower time frames, your analysis is pretty much redundant. So let's just mark this zone up. So we have an alert set on this point of interest, right? So we're not staring at the charts all the time. We've marked this up the previous week or whenever it may have been. And when the alert goes off, we zoom in, jump into our lower time frames, reset our charts, jump down here, just run through a little entry model. All this I go through in the actual course we teach, but just while we're here on Bitcoin, it's good to go through because we are in that phase of the market on the higher point of interest. So the things we look for when we come into this lower time frame zone, we bring up our volume indicator and we bring up our RSI. So what we can see is when we have these big candles that push down and they push into a zone, it's a sign of exhaustion in the market. So what we can see here is we had the liquidity lows here, the sort of the triple bottoms. Market was building up and then bang, slams straight through it into our point of interest. We get our alert and we need to jump on the charts here and have a look. So if we just follow simple market structure with our path tool, have this high, low, can't create a higher high, low, we push up, we do create a higher high there, come and then really get that bounce up. So we have this little break of structure in here. Let's mark this up, clone this up, and then we have this higher break. So what do we know? We've mitigated our higher time frame area, and we're seeing breaks of structure to the upside now. So we're seeing bullish breaks of structure to the upside. So when we identify now is we're looking for our lower time frame points of interest. That all this is in our implementation plan. So if you are one of the members in our Discord, we do have the implementation plan, which goes through the list of everything we look for when we trade. So we have the list of everything we look for when we trade there in our implementation plan. And the main things are we get our lower time frame break of structures, and then we look for the last point of interest. So this point of interest, this last cell, was the last cell that created the break of structure here, that created this market to push higher. So then we mark that zone up and we can trade out of that zone. So we have that marked up. That's our last zone to the bottom of the wick. So this is our refined entry. So what we can see here as well is we want to jump in and look at our Heikin-Ashi entries. So our Heikin-Ashi candles, as we go through, our Heikin-Ashi candles are a mixture between price and volume. So they take the noise out of the market, if you like. As you can see, we've got all blue. We have the grey, double round, but it really shows the moves in the market without all the wicks and without all the noise of the market. So when we do come into this zone, it is important to check our Heikinashis as well, and we do like to enter on the shaved Heikinashi, candle, as you can see here. So we did jump in on that entry. The other thing we do look for when we are entering these trades is also our RSI here. So it is critically important to look at our RSI and see what divergence we have. What I'm talking about when I say divergence is you can see the market still falling down here from wick to wick. The market's still falling. If you come to the same points on the RSI, we're flattening out, if not slightly moving up. So we're getting a divergence in the market that shows us that we are looking to move. We are looking to move up. So that's just another little confluence we use when we're inside our zone. The last confluence we do look for, we'll jump back down onto our 5 minute, onto our normal candles as well. Into our entry zone, bang, still have it marked up here. Entry zone. What can we see in regards to volume now? So what we can see is we have some VSA divergence as well. So this is a large body. This candle has a large body, and the volume is just sitting below the medium. But the critical thing is the next candle, this candle here, it has a smaller body than this, but the volume is larger. So what we know is it's Wyckoff's law of effort. So a lot of effort's gone in with no result. So there's been a lot of volume, a lot of effort, and there's no result to push this any lower. So what we can tell from this is it's another sign of reversal, and we can also use it as a confluence to move to take our trade higher. So that's how we did get into this market inside this point of interest. Let's jump back onto where we're at the moment, current market, reset the chart. Clear that out. Let's move our volume back out. So current market, we are sitting in this point of interest. I am monitoring the charts at the moment. The RSI is giving us signs of reversal on the higher time frame. Pretty sure it's the hourly time frame. If you do look at this here, we do have this move down on the RSI. Same points in the market, we're moving up. So it is showing signs of wanting to move lower, but I will wait for these Heikinashis to turn here into the shave zones before we do enter into this trade. So these entries do go into the Discord. We've got the Bitcoin and ETH TA. Got all our altcoin TA, and then our trade signals go in here. So basically, we have our entry points, our targets, stop loss, and the status of the trade. So it's all in our Discord. If you want to join the Discord, we go through these charts. This is purely just a Bitcoin chart, but we do go through all our alts, and you can go through and you can monitor my watch list as well to see where our trades are at, and you can jump in the community and have a chat to everyone. But yeah, that's currently where we're seeing Bitcoin at the moment. I'll chuck this in the Discord, and it'll also be on YouTube. So yeah, check it out there, guys, and I'll see you soon.